Week 3, the Reds we see. Toronto FC versus Columbus. So, my first positive, I got to see Tim Bezpachenko again after the match.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so we had a quick chat, and we're going to try to set up a game to go down and drink some beers with him for the other show I do, Two Guys, One Beer.
Right.
And we're going to do a little, hopefully, mini tour. He's got some breweries he wants us to go to, and then a tour of the stadium.
There you go.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
That'd be all right.
That's all I got for good news. And it involves the other team, so yeah, that's my news for the day. No, that's not true. So the lineup was missing some people, courtesy of injuries. We're aiming for an injury a game.
Seems like that.
Right?
We're getting there.
So, Kerr. I was like, oh,
Kerr.
geez, I don't know. And then in the first few minutes, I say the first 10 minutes, I think it was, he had called for the ball from Bernadette, and then he just watched it go by, and I was just like, oh, don't be like this.
Kind of stunned him that Bernie gave him the pass.
But then when he did get his chance, he buried it in the back of the net.
And
so happy for him, and obviously for all the TFC fans watching in that freezing cold weather.
I wasn't there, but I hear it was quite the night.
It was a slippery, cold evening at BMO Field. A message to the management when it comes to getting snow cleared and ice, like put salt down on those stairs. I saw a few people slipping,
for
and
sure.
worst part was they were older.
Oh.
You know, so the bones will break a lot easier.
Yeah.
Not a good thing. I mean, it must have been a ton of work just to clear off the chairs and stuff. But either way, I mean, they should know. But it was nice. It was nice to be back at BMO Field. Really can't stand the cold weather games, but
More of a fair weather game now, eh?
oh well, no, I'm not a fair weather guy. I just spend a little more time in the club. Halftime in the West Club really is helpful.
Yeah, for sure.
Re-warm up and get
Go to
another
the washroom and get your beer.
a beer, washroom break, and a chat with a friend.
There you go.
While warming up.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, spoilt.
Peasants don't do that up top.
I've been there. I remember. That's why I ended up with the club. I was like, I can't do this.
You got a choice.
Looking at the MLS schedule, though, there should be warming centers because there's hardly any summer games going on unless they're throwing a lot of the Canadian Cup in there or something.
Yeah, really. That League's Cup is interfering with quite a bit, eh? But no, it's more games. More games are going to be more opportunity for the fans, I guess, to watch more soccer, right?
Yeah, we need to raise the salary cap though, so that we could have some depth.
Yeah,
You can't have more games and not have depth. I mean, Toronto FC has a problem right now.
Oh, for sure.
There is a lack of depth.
If only we had a left winger who was young and up and coming, and we didn't send to the other yellow team in the league, who, by the way, is lighting it up out there.
Yeah, Shaft's doing a
He's
great
doing
job so
great
far.
out there.
I always had high hopes for him.
Mm-hmm.
I was just hoping that it was with us.
He's doing well for himself, so good on him.
Yeah, we sent away too many. Well, I mean, it's 3 games in, but we still don't have the depth.
No.
And we are missing the young guys who did put in some effort and time last year and the year before. Mm-hmm. Now with not being surrounded by 6 or 7 other young guys at the same time, I think they would really excel. And a good example of that is Schaffelberg, who is doing well with his new team, not being thrown out to the wolves. It's like bloodletting the young'uns last year. It's just...
Well, good on him. Hopefully he continues it up. Maybe we'll see him back in Toronto. But the way he's playing, he's staying out there.
Yeah, I think so
But,
too. We're not doing very good talking about Toronto FC, though. We've talked about Tim Bez, president of Columbus. We're talking about Schaff, who's no longer with us. So let's discuss the game.
all the players that Toronto has brought in are part of that one and done that we seem to be having. The one and injury and see you later. What's his name? Cerveno? Sorry, I mispronounced his name.
Cervenia?
Anyway,
he
went down, right?
Yes, later on in the game.
Yeah, and so there's another one. As right now, I don't think there's word on a timeline for him.
I haven't heard anything yet, but I mean, I'll be honest, I didn't do much digging. I'm still trying to recover.
So we'll see. We're going to be using chewing gum to plug these holes because there isn't much else to put in there.
Yeah, I can. I'm going to bring out some of the thoughts from the match. It feels like the last 2 seasons where we know we have a starting 11 that can compete easily with any other team in the league. But like the last 2 years, we never get to see it.
No.
We got 10 minutes of the first match. Yep. And that's when Insigne went down.
See you later.
And now Diamande's gone down. Don't know when he's back. Cervenia, we really got to look up his last name and get it right. So who's next? It's one a game.
Right. Well, Vasquez came back.
Ayo Akinola went down. So
Yes.
that's 4. So we're actually above average of one a game now. So that means the next game, nobody's getting hurt.
And as it stands right now, we don't have reinforcements coming in July like we did last year.
Well, you don't know if we do or not because...
As it stands right now, we don't have any big signings or tradings.
We don't have any rumors.
Okay. The mill hasn't started yet. It's still cold.
Give it time. Something's got to come out of the woodwork. Bill had announced recently that currently Osorio is taking up the 3rd DP spot for cap reasons or money reasons or whatever the reasoning is. But he's not making DP money.
No.
So there's definitely, I know they're looking.
Yeah.
But we keep waiting for a 3rd.
Yep.
And we're lucky to see 1 on the field. So, I don't know.
You know, though, it being Bernie, being the one you see, he's looking really good. He's having a lot of fun here in Toronto, I think.
Let's give him Insigne back on the pitch and a 3rd DP working with Osorio. You know, that's some quality right there. What else did you see in the game? Anybody else make you smile?
You know what? I'm very pleased with Johnson.
Yep.
You know, I think his positioning. You know, he makes the saves look not effortless because the guy's diving all over the place, but he's not overplaying it. You know, how many times were balls right in his midsection coming in close from Columbus? You know, he seems to be very, very square to his shots.
Yeah.
And it's not exactly the strong point of keepers in the past. We've had good keepers. We had solid backing keepers. But we've also had a lot of players who either just watch the ball go by or they oversell it for that highlight reel. And if it works, it works. When it doesn't, though, it's hurtful to everybody.
Yeah. No,
So
that's good.
no, I think it's good. And we were talking about this earlier. He seems to be controlling the play from the back when they do their build-up. He's not kicking the ball, booting the ball downfield to either an opposite jersey or just open field for nobody. You know, he'll roll the ball off to a defender and let them bring it forward. You know, he's a little more trustworthy in his back line, which is good. Especially right now, I think the back line can use a little more communication or something because the goals that are going in, it looks like there's no communication. They're just, oh, look, there's a guy. Oh, damn. You know, so we'll see how it goes. It's the little key that needs to tighten up. We got to find that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, let's hope next week is more, I don't know, what do they call it? Positive? A win. There was a lot of positive.
There was. It was
We
much
don't
better.
have the full team. A draw. It's not what we wanted. I mean, going into the second half, I had positive feelings. We were up 1-0. I think what bugged me the most was at the end of the match for the extra time, it looked like Columbus was the home team trying to dig out the win, and it should have been us trying to dig out the win. Not just Hail Mary, hopefully we can defend this, which they did.
Yeah.
But I wanted that on the other end of the pitch, not on our end.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely looks like Toronto is they're lost when it comes to playing with the lead. This game was a little more positive. They were attacking. They had the ball, but without the ball, I don't know, it just didn't seem like they were moving as a unit defensively.
But they are moving better each game. So hopefully that we need time to gel concept is happening. But the other teams are gelling.
That's it.
And I want TFC to gel. I don't know what they have to do. It can't always just be game time gelling. I mean, I know behind the scenes they all seem to be getting along and enjoying each other's company, which is great because that's part of the gelling factor. Some of the errant passes or the miscommunication, or I thought you were going to go there.
Yeah.
Like a give and go that Bernie thought was happening with Ozo at one point in the match, and they both just looked at each other after like.
That would have been great.
That would have looked good. That would have been nice. Wasn't where my mind was, but anyway, and that does come in time. But damn it, I want to see it now.
Right? It's not fast enough.
All right, so we've got a few. What do we got? We got 5 days until the next match. Home again.
Yep.
Hopefully warmer.
Yeah, for sure. Or at least not snowing like crazy the night before.
Till then, you'll get our lovely thoughts. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.